To Origami Twist. Today's video is a gift box that's perfect for a bar of soap. Oops, for a bar of soap. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Please click like if you like gift boxes, and yeah, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Now, I'd like to thank Debbie for requesting this video. Thank you so much, Debbie. I hope this is to the specifications that you are hoping for. Let me know if it isn't, and I can always modify it a little bit. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Now, if anybody else out there, if you have any requests at all, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to do request videos. This was a lot of fun, and yeah, I think it'd be fun. So let me know if there's anything that you would like to see, any paper crafting that you'd like to see. Okay, now for this one, I used a patterned paper from the DCWV stack called the Four Seasons. That's that patterned one. The other one is just plain paper with a little bit of that DCWV paper cut and decorating the top of it. You can use whatever cardstock you like, totally up to you. And so all you need is a piece of cardstock 7 inches by 12 inches, a stylus and a pair of scissors and a ruler, or a paper trimmer with a scoring blade and a cutting blade. And that's it. When you have all of your ingredients together, come and meet me back here for the tutorial. Okay, starting with a piece of cardstock that is 7 inches wide by 12 inches long. We are going to cut it exactly in half. The 6-inch mark, so we end up with 2 sheets that are 6 inches wide by 7 inches long. I'm going to switch to my cutting blade now on my trimmer. If you have a stylus and a ruler, that's okay, that will work as well. Let's mark the first one, or score the first one. You're going to do that at the 1 1/2 inch point. You're going to turn and again mark at or score at 1 1/2 inches. You're going to do that all the way around for a total of 4 score lines, all 1 1/2 inches in. When you've done those 4 score lines, take the second piece of paper and do exactly the same thing. 1 1/2 inch in, and score, turn, 1 1/2 inches, and so on. Now that I have my score lines, I'm going to grab a pair of scissors and do a little bit of trimming them flat. If you'd like to keep these flat for a while, don't fold the scored lines yet. I'm going to, because I'm going to assemble this, and I'd also like you to be able to see where the markings are. But if you're planning to make a bunch of these to have ready for you know, a craft fair or something, you want to keep them flat, don't fold the score lines yet. Now, you can see from the score lines that I have lines intersecting at a point in the corner here. What I'm going to do is literally remove the corner. And I'm going to do the same thing along the long edge of one of these. I'm going to cut off both corners, just along the score lines that have been created when you did the 1 1/2 inches all the way around, and discard or keep in the scrap bin the two pieces. Now I'm going to cut into, again, that intersection here as well as here. And when I do that, first of all, I'm going to cut into the intersection. Then I'm going to come back and trim out just a little tiny bit, not even a measurable amount, not even a 1/16 of an inch, just enough so that there's a little tiny gap there. So once again, cut in and then cut a little gap. This is going to allow the cardstock to sit really neatly when you go to assemble the box. It is an extremely helpful little tip. Okay, now on the second piece of cardstock, I'm going to do what I did on this second part here twice. So I'm going to cut in here and here, here and here, and cut the tiny little notches. Now just a quick tip. So again, I'm folding this along the score lines because I'm going to be assembling it, but if you're not, just cut along those lines and fold later when you're ready to assemble the box. Okay, so cutting into the intersection and then of course trimming out a small piece and cutting into the intersection. Once again, cutting out a small piece. Noting that the cuts are going in along the long horizontal line rather than the vertical one. If you go in the vertical one, you'll end up with a pizza box that opens the long way instead of the short way. Which is fine, it's just not going to look the same, that's all. Or it won't open the same anyway. Okay. And again, trimming that notch. Okay. Now we're going to assemble the box. And of course, pull out the trusty double-sided tape. If you are storing these for a while, just make sure you have double-sided tape that has that extra piece on it so that you can peel it off later. You can use an ATG gun if you are assembling it now, or any other, or even glue if you want to. Okay, first things first, we're going to attach this flap to the other side. Now this is the bottom and this is the top. Now this is for demonstration purposes, but if I were doing this to give as a gift, I might actually put a bit more double-sided tape here and here as well, just to have it stick down really well. Okay. And once again, if you are going to be keeping these flat, definitely do this step now. So that they're all ready to go when you go to put them together. All right, now this is obviously the inside of the box. I'm going to turn it over and then I'm going to put double-sided tape on each of the tiny flaps, all 6 of them. And again, if I'm keeping this flat to store, I would just leave the backing on the double-sided tape until ready to attach. Okay, now that I've got the tape on, now's the time to decorate the top. You know which one's the top because it doesn't have the seam where you've overlapped the 2 pieces. So the one where it's a nice smooth edge is going to be the top. So you decorate the top however you like. You probably saw for the introduction, I've put a little piece of 4-inch wide cardstock that's a bit shorter just to decorate. You decorate it however you like. And then fast forward through this. Now that I have removed all of the tape ends, we're just going to assemble the box. I'm going to pick up the 2 ends for the bottom and tilt in and then bring the sides up to neatly measure it in. And then, of course, bring the next piece, the next 2 sides in, one at a time, lining them up. And the way the measurements go, it should fit very neatly inside, so you have a nice even edge in there. So it's very attractive inside as well. And so now we've got the bottom, and we'll do the top, one side at a time. Keeping in mind that the top needs to be even neater because it is the part that you're going to be handling more. The rest of it can be sort of covered up with tissue paper and things. I'm punching a hole in the middle. You don't have to. It's totally up to you. Take a pair of scissors to do that if you like. I like that groove. It makes it look a bit more professional, I think. And because the top and the bottom have equal measurements, I have found that this box actually works really well, measured out like that, and it stays nice and it stays shut easily. So as you saw in the introduction, you can use a little bit of sticker or something and then put the soap inside and put the lid on the top. And then slide it down. So there you go, one gift box that is the perfect size for soap. You could even put fudge or cookies or something in here too if you like, or instead. The one thing I really like about this box is that the bottom box is actually a box, so you don't have to worry about the pieces falling down on the sides. You can actually put something inside of this quite easily and it'll stay. So it's like a pizza box as well as a standard box in one, which just makes it look, as I said before, even more professional. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you would like to see, if you have a request for a video, let me know in the comments below. And I hope you guys have a great day. Take care, guys. See ya.